Hey, buddy.
Hi, Sophie.
How are you?
I'm good. I've got my father-in-law arrived late last night. Not late
Wonderful
last night,
to
but
hear.
like 6:00. So he is enjoying the redone guest room.
Ooh.
Yeah, which I thought he's very handy, Scott
Yeah.
Rollins, and I was like, I'm gonna paint this room. I'm gonna install a new ceiling fan, and the
Ooh.
ceiling fan's really thrown me off.
Were you going to actually try to do that by yourself?
Yeah.
Wow. How
Yeah.
far into the ceiling fan process did you get?
Well, there's like this mounting bracket that comes with it, and I
Yeah,
took
I
the
would say
old
that's
ceiling fan
probably-
off, and I
yeah.
thought that the screws aligned perfectly, so I was going to be able to use the sort of existing, I guess, junction box that's in the ceiling, but they're a 1/2 inch off, so the screws would be coming sort of in at an angle towards things that want to go straight up. So I did. There's something that's really nice about having Scott Rollins here now, because I'll
is
be
he
able
going to do it for you?
Well, we're going to talk about it, and he's going to know what I should do.
Got it. Is there currently like an exposed like gearbox above his head?
Yeah, there are 3 wires coming out of the ceiling, but they're not above his head. They're sort of
right.
But if I were to hang something and it were to fall, it would fall on his legs.
Yeah. Do you know the famous story about me and our friend Derek and the ceiling fan?
No.
We were we were staying at our friend Claire's lake house, and there was an attic with the ceiling fan, and it was so hot. It was like summer, Midwestern summer, just brutally, brutally hot.
Yeah.
And anyway, we wake up after like this sweaty night's sleep, and we're like getting ready to face the day, and Derek says, "Hey, in the middle of the night last night, did you stick your hand in the ceiling fan?" And he said that my response was, "No, but I had a dream I did." I like sleptwalked, stood on my bed, and like put my hand in a ceiling fan. It was like, boom, 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 boom. I will say that if it was a hot night and I wanted to turn on a ceiling fan, I'd be a little disappointed if I looked up and it was just like 3 loose little wriggly wires.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's good AC that comes into that room.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But it's very nice in there. We still haven't hung anything on the walls. So part of it's like, oh, this is a very sort of clean, minimalist room right now. But
great.
Yeah, we'll clutter it up soon enough.
You're a very nice host. How long do you have Scott?
About 6 days.
Great.
Yeah.
Bravo.
So, yeah, we've got, I don't know exactly what's going to be on the itinerary. He's been going back and forth to a lot of places, been doing a lot of work, and I think it's just going to be a nice time to relax.
Good.
Enjoy some good couch time, some good LA time.
I can't get my kids out of the water. It's a very nice summer for that.
Oh, yeah.
Ocean. They're having a real ocean-forward summer.
How do they feel about getting sunscreen put on them?
You know what? They're willing to. They. It's part of their routine.
They endure it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I will say, again, you know how I hate to compliment her, but Alexi has done this thing where every time I do it, they're like, too rough,
Mm-hmm.
And she has come up with a thing where she puts it on her hands and they bring their faces over and she just goes, and like, does
I've seen it. I can't believe it.
Yeah. So much rougher than I would ever do it. And because she's made a game of it, they just love it.
That's very similar to Dad with the buckets of water when we were in the tub when we were little. Like
dirt ball number 1 and dirt ball number 2.
Yeah, which was a game, and so you'd get all the shampoo and soap on you, and then like a warplane, he would pick up a bucket of water, and he would say dirt ball number 1, and would just like crush you with a bucket full of water. And
he cleaned us. He cleaned us the way you would clean a prison floor after someone had been shivved. Just like just sloshing it.
Yeah.
And it was not often that Dad was in charge of bath time, but as memorable.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
He was doing a thing that was making Addie laugh so hard when he was visiting, which is Addie would go put her baby in the other room. And then
Addie doesn't have a baby. It's like it's a doll.
It's a baby doll. Yes. Thank you. I'm sure most people were, what? It's not possible. So puts her baby doll in the other room. Nolan, if you're dying to know his name. And then she would come back and she would tell Punkieri that he had to go pick Nolan up at school, but with a big smile on her face. And then Punkieri would go, and from the other room, you couldn't hear him. I'm sorry, you could hear him, but not see him. He would pretend like Nolan was running away from him.
Oh.
And he's like, Nolan, come back here, Nolan. And Addie would laugh so hard. And then Dad would throw Nolan into the room, like first. Like he's like, yeah, don't get away from me, Nolan, no. And we just chuck Nolan, and she loved it.
Oh, that's
very
great.
good.
That's great that she wasn't upset that Nolan was getting thrown around.
Yeah.
How did Nolan strikes me it's a great name. It's a lovely, fine, good name, but strikes me as a strange name for a baby doll. How did that come about?
You're going to hear the key and a key and a lock click. She goes to school and one of her classmates has a baby named Nolan. So she literally would see a real life baby Nolan and she's like, I got to get me one of those.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So it's a big deal.
Yeah.
The other day, I don't know if I told you this, but I went in, I had Addie and Axel. Ash sleeps on the lower bunk. I'm going to get it wrong. I'm going to have to ask the kids because they remember. But I think we thought Ash was asleep. And so we were being really quiet, the three of us, because we had to get something. Axel wanted to show us something stupid. And Ash was awake. And then Ash wanted to jump up and scare us. And so he yelled, "Sugar Booga." But then when he jumped up, he slammed his head on the top bunk.
Oh.
So he was like, "Sugar Booga, punk." Oh! And there was this beat. And then all at once, me and Addie and Axel started laughing so hard that Ash turned and started laughing so hard. And so now, like, Sugar Booga is like already entered the lexicon, is like what you say when you bang your head on something.
Oh, yeah. Which is a great response.
Yeah,
it's very Yosemite Sam almost.
Oh, yeah. It's the best. And Ax was like, because I'm not with them during the week because I'm doing the show. And then, I get the recap of the week and Ax was like, and then I sugar boogered my head into the walk. Makes it a lot less traumatic when it's a sugar booger. We got a real rock and roller on the show today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It makes me feel cooler that we can have someone like Josh Homme on.
Yeah. And he's got some real, every now and then someone comes and they have like a real memorable dad or a memorable mom or a memorable sibling. But like Josh's grandparents are sort of the stars of his Family Trips episode.
Yeah, and Queens of the Stone Age, just been doing it for a while now.
Yeah,
and
Eagles of Death Metal, another kick-ass side project.
Yeah.
And just in general, a cool dude.
Yeah.
So, not the coolest Josh I know, though. I know you were fishing for him.
Oh, you think I'm cooler than Josh Homme?
No, Josh Charles is cooler than Josh Homme. All right, Pashi, let's do it.
All right.
Family Trips with the Meyers Brothers. Family Trips with the Meyers Brothers. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
had him, lost him, had him.
Tricked ya.
You wanted to make
Pulled
sure
the
we
rug
were
right
for
out from
real.
under us.
Tricked ya.
You?
Hi, boys.
How's it
Great
going?
to see you, Josh.
It's good to see you too, buddy. Long time.
I'm very excited about the nautical theme behind you.
Oh, that's my grandma painted that. That was my grandparents. This reminds me of my buddy who's no longer here. And I just love love stuff like that.
Yeah, Josh
Yeah.
is showing us a model of a ship, a 3-masted ship.
But like with the actual like the string work on the masts is what makes it impressive.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I found out is that back in the day when you wanted to sell a ship like this, you couldn't just drag it from Baltimore to. So people would take these scale models and say, "This is it, babe. This is the showroom floor. That's how you sold your ships."
It, by the way, makes total sense, and I love that. I thought, no, people with ships just wanted to make little ones too.
Yeah,
it's a real
so
reminder.
Obsessed.
Nobody had hobbies back then.
There was not. Yeah, no one could afford to have hobbies.
Everything you think was a hobby is like, no, man, that was me trying to sell a big old boat.
Yeah, you try selling a boat at this time of year.
Yeah, like it's so funny, just word of mouth being like, no, it's like a picture a boat. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, and it's like kind of like that one, but no. Oh, yeah. Like you see the need for the ship, the little model.
Also, I mean, well, let's just get right into it because that's a beautiful painting by your grandmother. Was your grandmother an artist?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. She was actually such a maverick. I was so close with my grandparents, and that she was a painter. She was the first woman to fly a plane in North Dakota. Cool. She smoked ciggies, but with them plastic filters, which are like,
yeah,
just made it the diff,
It's so funny because the plastic filters, you almost feel like based on what safety was back in the day, it's like, yeah, you can't fly a plane unless you have the little plastic filter. It's not safe.
and talking and painting with that, I remember she painted in the garage, and I remember being really young, just wearing jean shorts, which was a swimsuit in the desert. And nothing else. And watching her finish a painting and put the other one down and just start on the next one, with the ciggy and the thing and the. Are you still back there, Josh? Sort of. You realize Hunter Thompson.
If the cigarette's not done, then you can move on to another painting.
Yeah. And everyone sounds like Hunter Thompson.
Yeah. I mean, that is who I think. When I think of the plastic, it is funny how long, how did she live a long full life?
For our family, yeah, she made. We've had a lot of people in their 60s go, "Hey," and then just fall face down, and just slide to a stop.
And you just never found out what they were saying "hey" about. That's the most.
Yeah, they're like, "Hey, kid," it's I think it's more like that hillbilly thing, like, "Watch this," and you just fall and slide to. Hey, look at this!
It's good to have a witness.
Yeah. Can I get one?
Yeah. So she made it a little bit longer than that, though. She didn't die with one final hey.
Yeah, it wasn't a final hey. She made it to I believe it was 79.
Okay.
Which I think in the 80s was pretty good.
Yeah.
If you're sucking nicotine through plastic, I feel like that's not a bad number. That's not a bad number to hit. Are you and so you say, were you close with both of your grandparents?
They were my idols. Like my grandpa wore an ascot or like a scarf, but didn't look like a douche. He looked at
that is a needle to thread, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And they were expert horsemen, and so one of my early memories is like seeing the head of a horse, and I'd hear my grandpa say, "Point it out," and I'd point at something in the desert, and he would shoot it from the horse.
Wow. Were you on the back of that horse or on a different horse?
I was on the front. I was being held, with like a BB gun or a pellet gun like this, walking slow. And it was like, I thought my grandpa was John Wayne till I was like 9.
Just laying I mean, by the way, he might have been more authentic than John Wayne. That dude was just an actor.
Yeah, true. Fair enough. Yeah.
I'm picturing him just sort of laying a rifle barrel over your shoulder while you're in front of him on a horse.
Yeah, just hot barrel. Which sounds a little sexier than I intended.
Yeah. That's what your grandmother called the plastic filter. That was her hot barrel.
Hot barrel. It was a family full of hot barrelers.
So they were North Dakota people, but that's not where you grew up.
Well, they moved from North Dakota to Palm Desert.
Gotcha. And when they moved, Palm Desert must have been just a completely, I don't know, I would imagine hardly anybody was there.
It was 7 people. Yeah. It's very. The lines were not drawn, so you could color wherever you liked.
Yeah. So was Palm Springs like the big city, and then you were adjacent?
Yeah, I mean, Palm Desert and Rancho Mirage, for any locals out there, those lines were not drawn yet.
Mm-hmm.
And in fact, my grandpa, whose nickname was Cap, we weren't allowed to call them Grandma and Grandpa. It was Cap and Camille, right? So Cap had this kind of ranch, and by ranch, I just mean someone drew lines around a big piece of dirt. It's like, they weren't ranching anything in particular. And he had to decide whether to go with Palm Desert or Rancho Mirage. And the only street that came right to the entrance of this ranch was essentially in Rancho Mirage. And at the last minute, he chose Palm Desert. Whoever he chose had access to the 10 freeway. So no one knows what I'm talking about. But at the last minute, he chose, and Rancho Mirage promptly put a gate right over his only entrance to his house. I love petty civic squabbles.
Yeah. Oh my gosh,
I mean?
yes.
And what Cap? What is Cap a nickname for? Like, how do you earn a nickname that cool?
It was a captain. He was a captain in the Marine Air Corps. And,
that'll do it.
And he was. I love them so much. I love them so much. I have them tattooed over each nipple.
Oh, there you go.
It's on each hand.
Oh, that's great. Oh, that's way better.
Yeah, and he was sort of, I wouldn't say reluctantly, but he was always chosen to be the captain of like the basketball team or this football, and he was just a naturally gifted athlete. I as you can tell, I very much looked up to them. You know.
Yeah.
We had two sets of grandparents. One were very much grandma and grandpa, and then the other one were Frank and Addie. They were real first name people, and it was the same thing. I think they just weren't ready to be old enough to be grandparents.
Okay, so I have a question though. Frank and Addie, were they more sort of like, hey, were they the sort of more vivacious?
Yeah, like Frank was like had a boat and often didn't have a shirt off, and like probably. Although now I'm realizing, like, I'm the age Frank was when I met him.
Right. But
like,
I know,
he was like at that like wiry old man New England strength.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Addie was always like beautifully dressed. She was an interior decorator. She was like spread out on her chaise lounge and was
way to throw a chaise. That was a hard
Josh.
Hard
will
Z.
get a chaise out there.
Yeah, I mean it was her signature sort of. That's where she existed.
Well, there's something very Shay about a chaise. You know, it's just lounged, sprawled out. My Cap and Camille were very fashionable. You know, and there was a riding club in Palm Springs. So every once in a while they'd end up riding. It'd be like Jimmy Stewart they'd have dinner at their house. I was too young for that section of that, and I think because they were relatively nonplussed, you know, a lot of people would escape to Palm Springs at that time. And, you know, you end up riding with someone and it's like, come to the house, have a scotch, come on over, you know?
Yeah.
Did you, were Cap and Camille your dad's side or your mom's side?
They're hommies. Yeah. They're my dad's side. And that's who I took all these summer trips with. And
gotcha. You know. And so where were the summer trips?
60 miles from Canada in the panhandle of northern Idaho.
Ooh.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. At a place called Lake Pend Oreille.
And so is this something that Cap and Camille had established before they moved to Palm Desert?
My aunt lived there, and it's this lake that's it's about 900 feet deep, and they used to test submarines there. The only sort of freshwater submarine testing zone in America. But it's a really pristine lake. It's really gorgeous, and so every year from the time I was 0 till I was about 18. We'd get out of school, get picked up, and take the drive from Coachella Valley to Sandpoint. You know, and
that can't be a quick drive.
It's not, but you know. And at the time, I remember sort of like protesting as you get older.
Yeah,
You know, 3 months in the woods on a lake, you're complaining. You know, I never played baseball. I never saw my friend. What the hell's going on around here?
Right.
You know,
Right.
especially you arrive the night before school starts again. It was like,
Oh, that was so they were just like it was. We're gone until the state demands our children are back. Pretty much.
yeah. Well, and I would complain. My brother would protest, and my dad would always be like, "Write it down and send it to me. Give it to me. I'll read it."
You got plenty of time to write. You're not playing baseball.
Yeah, you're in the
where did
back
your
seat.
brother? Where did your brother land? Older or younger?
He's older, but he looks younger. So
right,
I don't.
gotcha.
I don't want to
Yeah.
talk about it. I don't want to talk. About
It's that rock and roll lifestyle. It's going to get you, Josh.
yeah.
No, I mean, preserved in alcohol is preserved.
What were you guys driving to get up to Idaho?
You know, there was a station wagon at one point with that jump seat in the back where you're facing
The back.
traffic.
Yeah.
And sort of like trying to engage with traffic and truckers. But at one point it went to a Toyota Vanagon.
Mm-hmm.
A Vanagon was a van that with a 4-cylinder engine. And so you never really went anywhere. You know, it had a top cruising speed of 37 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's not great, especially
Yeah.
for a long drive. That's really bad.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors.
Family Trips is supported by Airbnb. Hey, Bashi.
Hey, Sufi.
You know, I love choosing Airbnb for a more local, more authentic trip. Ash and I went to Amsterdam, canal side. Beautiful home. Wake up every morning, our bikes locked up outside, and we would just hit the day being right there in the city center. And I was just very happy to be near local history, local culture, having food and drink the way the Amsterdammers would enjoy it. And it was just fantastic.
Yeah. You know, Airbnb is not just places to stay. They also have experiences which really unlock the real side of anywhere that you might go. So the next time you're traveling, look up Airbnb experiences because chances are they're going to have some amazing tours. They've got things ranging from history and culture, music and performances, art and design, fitness and wellness. There's really something for everyone. I did a history of Amsterdam through a beer glass tour. When I was in Amsterdam, went to some bars that I had never been to before, even though I know that city very well. Learned some great, interesting history. Also had some great, interesting beer. And just a great conversation with a guy who really knew what he was talking about, knew the area, and it was a delight.
Check out an experience for your summer travels and explore a new city like a local at airbnb.com/experiences. Support comes from Soul. Hey, Pushy.
Hey, Sufi.
You know, sometimes you just need something, you know, in the middle of the afternoon just to get you over the hump, you know?
Yeah.
Or just maybe it's the end of the day and you've gotten over the hump, but now you just want something that's going to give a little kick to your evening, make it a little bit more enjoyable.
Yeah, well, that's where Soul can help.
Oh, tell me more, Pashi.
Well, Soul's a wellness brand that believes feeling good should be fun and easy. Soul specializes in delicious, hemp-derived THC and CBD products designed to boost your mood and help you unwind. Their best-selling out-of-office gummies were designed to provide a mild, relaxing buzz, boost your mood, and enhance creativity and relaxation.
Well, Pashi, I would be concerned, you know, I don't know if I want this one-size-fits-all strength.
Oh, yeah. Soul's got you covered because their out-of-office gummies come in 4 different strengths, so you can find the perfect dose for your vibe. Choose from a gentle microdose, perfect buzz, a noticeable high, or a fully lit experience.
And Posh, I'm here and tell that if you like their out-of-office gummies, they also have new out-of-office beverages, which is a refreshing, alcohol-free alternative perfect for summer sipping. True or false, Pashi?
True. Have experienced. It's just nice. It's a nice...
But Posh,
Yeah?
you're vegan.
Oh, yeah, these are vegan. Everything
Oh.
they make is vegan.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
This really worked out great for you.
Yeah, I mean, all of Soul's products are made from organically farmed, USA-grown hemp and are vegan, gluten-free, and low in sugar.
Sold! Bring on the good vibes and treat yourself to Soul today. Right now, Soul is offering our audience 30% off your entire order. Go to getsoul.com and use the code TRIPS. That's getsoul.com, promo code TRIPS for 30% off.
Here we go.
So, you got an older brother, close in age? How close did you say?
2 years.
Okay, gotcha.
But again,
So just
he
like
looks
us.
about 6 years younger.
Gotcha. Where is he now?
He's in Utah. Him and his
Yeah, well, that's.
him and his
I mean,
him and his hubby.
Nobody ages. Nobody ages in Utah.
Yeah, it's him and his hubby are skiing and just kind of killing it. It's
That's great.
that whole Tink thing. 2 incomes, no kids.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, man, that's
heavy
the
on that.
dream.
Oh
That's
my God.
the dream.
I'm like, where are you? They're like, we're in Greece on a boat. And I'm like, fuck, of course you are. What am I doing?
Yeah. So, you when you would go up to Idaho, how many people was it? Was it your nuclear family and then plus the grandparents, or was it more than that?
Plus the grandparents, and sort of trailing each other. We had walkie talkies.
Oh, great.
I think it was great for us, my brother Jason and I, but I think in general it was probably annoying for the other people.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And any trucker that I'm on the same channel.
Oh, right. I didn't even think about that part. I was just thinking if my kids were in another car, the last thing I would want was like to have to listen to them.
It's the early iPad.
Yeah.
Where you keep saying, "Come back, rubber ducky,"
Yeah.
to
Right.
anyone desperate. This is Big Bear. Come back, rubber ducky.
Oh man. Yeah, I
Yeah.
guess that's like a little bit of like, I remember like, when you pull, trying to get a trucker to pull a horn was always really an exceptional moment, but having to have a conversation with them seems unfair to the trucker.
Especially when you're just unsure. Like I was doing this because, at times in my life, not knowing what the hell this was.
Right.
Right.
I'm just there. I'll never forget. There was one time this kind of group of motorcycles, and they were Hell's Angels. They kind of pulled up, were passing us, getting stuck sort of next to us. And I'm going like this. And it was
Asking
the
for
first
the
time
horn.
asking for the horn, indeed.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I was ever flashed by
Oh,
somebody.
yeah.
Well, that
And
worked.
It wasn't a big biker. It was a girl on the back. And I was like, oh my God, what is this? What does this mean?
Yeah.
I
mean, the rest of your life, were you so disappointed when it was just a truck horn? Like, whoa,
No,
whoa,
I went
whoa,
everywhere. I went into every restaurant, just like, what are you going to have, kid? And I was like,
hey.
I'll have the chicken breast.
I would imagine, was your dad close with his parents? It seems like he followed them there for a reason, probably.
We were always that 6-pack, always.
So good.
Always. Yeah.
And your mom was on board with it?
Oh yeah. My
great.
mom and my grandma were besties.
Great.
Yeah. It was a tight little clan.
Did your aunt from Lake Ponderay, did she have kids or a family, or did you have cousins that you'd hang with?
I had 2 cousins, the 2 girls, and roughly the same age.
Yeah.
And as I said, like there were, in your teen years, I did a lot of rock kicking with my hands in my pockets.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think much like the Coachella Valley, where it was there was really no one and not a lot to do, and in the woods in northern Idaho, also not a ton to do.
Right.
But I think of the guy who, I can't remember his name, the guy who was the creator of Calvin and Hobbes. He
Bill
did this
Watterson?
Yes, sure. I agree with that.
Great.
Me too.
He did this book called The Gift of Nothing,
Mm-hmm.
where, Hobbes says, it's your birthday, what do you want? And Calvin says, nothing. And so he goes searching everywhere for nothing, And at the end, he's looking high and low. And at the end, he gives him this present. He opens it up and there's nothing in there. And he says, he hugs him and says, that's just what I was asking for, And I think of the gift of nothing, of time, and when there's no fun, you make your own fun,
Yeah.
And so I think it was a gift.
Now, I have a couple of questions. One, you were talking about how as a teenager, you're away from your friends, but you also were very early to music. So you're kind of is it safe to say you're like a rock and roll kid by your mid-teens who's now has to go like to the woods?
Yeah.
It must be
definitely.
even harder for a rocker to kick rocks. That just doesn't seem fair at all.
It's a very linear path, that is.
Do you? Was music though a part of your time alone? Were you like bringing any like a guitar to like?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. I started playing around 9, and that became the answer to what do I do? What do I do?
Yeah,
and interestingly enough, or I suppose it depends on what you think, but walking out into the woods, even I started smoking ciggies at like 13 years old. Uh-huh. So I was like, where do I go to do this thing I'm not supposed to do? And going out in the woods, having a ciggy and watching the smoke go through the sunlight and the trees while man, I still played with toys at 13 with a ciggy. like action figures, going like play with them, going, they're on fire, lighting them on fire, and be like, yeah. And then picking up a guitar and sort of serenading this group of mostly burned, action figures. And but as I say, in hindsight, I think playing alone in the woods sounds like the beginning to a horror movie, but it was actually really, it was bitching. Yeah.
It definitely seems like you were doing a photo shoot for an album that hadn't been written yet. You know what I mean? Just like...
Yeah, well, you're sort of soundtracking your life. Right. The realization I came to is like, and there were times people would walk in and say, you got a ciggy, action figures, and a guitar, and someone would walk up and be like, boy, what the hell are you doing? A couple dogs and a shotgun. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it felt very much like being caught masturbating. It was just like...
I would say that's a weird case where I think a cover story, it might have been better just to say I'm masturbating as opposed to what you're doing.
Well, emotionally, I was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And too early to say, like, I'm making a video for YouTube. It was...
Yeah, right. Yeah, there's no... Did you... Was music in the family or were you sort of an outlier there?
My grandma played piano, and I remember though my grandma, she would play, and if I would walk in, she would kind of stop. Mm-hmm. And again, watching her paint alone and finish a painting and put it down and just pick up the next one. I just remember early on thinking like, art is something you do for you.
Yeah,
it wasn't a share moment. Like I never played for my family at Christmas. I still never have,
Right.
It's if I was playing and someone walked in, I would stop and again sort of be like, oh,
yeah.
And I think to this day, even if I'm in a hotel room, I play quietly because I'm like, oh, the next room can hear me fucking up. It's very much a, I guess still sort of masturbatorial event.
Did did Idaho stay in the family? Was it something you have 3 children, correct?
I do, yeah.
Have they ever got up there?
I just got back 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. Great. And so was it part of their upbringing as well to get up there?
It has been, and not as sort of regularly as I would like. And a couple of times we've done that drive there and back. Because I think especially nowadays you can relate. Seth, what you got 2?
3.
3. Oh, nice. Yeah.
But younger than yours.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose that's a brag.
Dude, do you know so how jealous I am of the fact that you're gonna not have a 13-year-old when you're 60?
Well, physically, I'm 65, so it's like
right. Yeah.
Yeah, but I do think it's a wonderful form of kidnapping.
Yeah.
You know? And Josh, do you have kids too? Am I leaving you out?
No.
That's why he looks so good.
Yeah, that's TBD. Yeah. Recently married, so we'll find out.
And did your what's the modern cell service like up there? Like when you get your kids up there, is it a dead zone? Because I would love to get my kids to a place where there's no option.
Astoundingly, even on the lake, there's good cell reception. But I've told them for years, when we go there, we're doing a tech, detox.
Yeah.
So you go out on the lake on a boat and no one is allowed to bring cell phones, and they try to bargain like, what if we want to take a photo? And I said, you're going to have to do it mentally.
Right. Oh, good for you.
You're going to have to remember,
I will say we have a friend who's a photographer, and we see her a lot in the summer, and, we'll go out on a boat and she'll bring a proper camera, and her camera, and then she sends us all pictures. They're like 100 times better than anything we would have taken with a phone. So it is like, I do want to say to my kids, like, I'll get you a camera. You know what I mean? Like if that's
I've
what you
said that.
do.
I've said that to my son Ryder, my middle one, and because he has that interest, and also it prevents things like my mom. She's just a terrible photographer, and I say that with all the love and respect. It's like about to take a bite of a pizza, like the sort of the worst candid, when you're going like this. You're just like a 7.
The throat's in a weird place.
A 7 chin, 2 pepperoni style photograph. So it's got its benefits even for the elderly.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I do want to get back to your family trips, but I'm wondering, like, as a touring musician, have your kids, has that been a part of their family vacations? Did they go on the road with you a lot?
A lot. Especially, especially summertime through Europe. We spend a lot of time, and it feels like a nice trick to be able to, it's a business expense. We're coming over here, and then you sort of leave yourself stranded somewhere in Spain or something like that. It's one of the beautiful benefits of being a touring musician is you stop somewhere exotic on accident, like Cleveland.
Are those, do you sort of make a meal of it before or after the tour, or do you try in the middle to find time? Or I don't know if you're just like bang, bang, bang with shows.
The last summer, I got pretty sick last summer. Mm-hmm. And like just physically where I had to have surgeries and stuff like that. And it was right in the middle of this tour where I was really trying to shuffle those 2 decks of vacation and travel together, or touring and vacation together, which I found to be the wrong idea. It's sort of better to tour and then do it. Yeah. And I realized, I had this thing where it's 4 days off in Rome and 7 days off in Greece and, 2 days off in Transylvania.
Cool.
And that sounds amazing, but also it's very difficult touring is about going fast, and it's hard to pump the brakes and go slow and go fast and go slow. They're not great bedfellows just in terms of trying to I like to have blinders on and do one or the other.
So ideally, if you were touring and not trying to make it a vacation, you would stack shows a lot. You wouldn't take a lot of time off between shows.
I like to tour in a way that makes your crew quit. So I can't do what I would like. I would play 4 or 5 days in a row, because when our fingers are a little bloody and you're kind of bruised, and that's when we're at our best,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When, because you don't, not to sound like Yoda, but you do not try. You're just being yourself, and you're too beat up and exhausted to, pretend to be something else.
I also think for the kind of music you play and your fan base, they don't want to see you come on stage and think they look so well rested. You know what I mean?
These guys are pristine.
I've never let them see me well rested ever.
It is fun. There's certain kind of bands you almost want to feel like you're watching the show after the show.
Yeah. I think I have this obsession with it being different every night. And so that could be like, all right, well, tonight is, mushroom chocolates, and tomorrow is sobriety, and then the next day is tequila, and then the set is always different. It's got to be it. We have a lot of repeat offenders that come to a lot of shows. And so even if it's only 5 of them, I think, they can't possibly see the same thing. It's not, I can't.
Right.
And so, that is the opposite vibe of vacationing somehow.
Yeah.
You're
right. Like your entire vibe is like trying to catch people off guard. I don't want to.
And vacation is really not like, gotcha.
Yeah.
It's not catching people off guard,
Hey, we're going to take a quick break and hear from some of our sponsors. Support comes from Magic Spoon. Hey, Baji.
Hey, Sufi.
I had a real nostalgic trip down Snack Lane this week.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I got some Magic Spoon treats sent to me, Posh, and they're high protein. They're crispy, crunchy, airy. Sometimes I'm trying to get 12 grams of protein on the go, and it's a little bit harder than I want it to be. But these, marshmallow, that's a flavor I like, chocolate peanut, but the best for me, chocolate peanut butter, I should say. Best for me, dark chocolate. Delicious.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Mackenzie, my wife is a big fan of sort of those cereals that she would have eaten when she was a kid.
Yeah.
And she always is like, sort of like a kid in a grocery store. Sometimes she'll hold one of those up and is like, should we get these? And I'm like, no, like we're adult people now. But, Magic Spoon gives you that same kind of nostalgia with none of the sugar.
Yeah, that's the important part. I know when you hear nostalgic flavors like fruity, cocoa, and frosted, which were real staple flavors of our youth.
Yeah.
You're not thinking 0 grams of sugar, but that's what a Magic Spoon has for you. And they are very delicious.
Yeah. Take yourself back.
Take yourself back.
Some Magic Spoon.
Have a nostalgic breakfast with Magic Spoon. And now you can get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/trips. Or look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. That's magicspoon.com/trips for $5 off. Support for family trips comes from Visit Baltimore. Hey, Bashi.
Yeah, Sufi.
It's been so exciting to have a city be a sponsor of family trips. And we couldn't have found a better city to be a partner on this podcast.
Like Charm City?
Charm City. Baltimore. Yeah. You've heard about it forever, but what you don't know is it's a rising star in the U.S., which means it's often overlooked, but it definitely belongs on your vacation radar. Sometimes cities can get so big they get lost in the crowd. A couple of neighbors on the street we grew up, they used to live in the Canes house, Posh. Mm-hmm. They came to New York, and it was her first time, and I said, how has it been? And she was like, I'm overwhelmed. I think Baltimore might be a better fit.
Yeah.
It seamlessly combines sports history, art, food, and culture in a one-of-a-kind experience. Pashi, is there a music scene in Baltimore?
There is a huge music scene. It's alive, it's electric, and it's bursting with sound from every corner of the city.
They got jazz at Keystone Corner. World-renowned jazz legends take the stage in a refined setting, matched by cuisine from a Michelin-starred chef.
Nearby Andi Music Live offers an intimate, historic space where jazz, classical, and global sounds come alive in a deeply personal listening experience.
But Pashi, I like rock music. Where can I go?
Go to Otto Bar, which will deliver gritty, high-energy shows in a venue where the stage is low and the music hits hard.
Whatever your style, jazz, rock, soul, classical, Baltimore brings the beat. Come hear what the city sounds like. Start planning your music adventure at baltimore.org. Baltimore is closer than you think. Just a quick drive or train ride from New York, Philly, and D.C. Plan your visit today at baltimore.org. That's baltimore.org. Go to baltimore.org. Baltimore's slogan is, you won't get it till you get here. Go to, tell them, Pashi.
Baltimore.org to plan your vacation or getaway today.
Did you so obviously your summers were fully booked up when you were a kid. Did you take trips the other part of the year? Were you guys ever on a plane anywhere?
We attempted to do things in that Thanksgiving spring breaky thing. And I have come to realize, I read this thing about, a decade ago that was a study about kids' memories and, whether the vacation was good or bad, that occupies a bulk of their family memories. Mm. It's in above 70% of their real core memories are these attempts to go somewhere,
right?
And I just thought, man, I'm just going to, sometimes I just pull them out of school and go somewhere for a week, now.
Yeah.
With 3 of them, especially that they're a little older, it's just individual trips with each one of them. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's good. Are they ever like, I have school, Dad?
Yeah.
It's important that I'm in school now.
Yeah. Especially now that they're, my daughter's 19 and my middle son is 13. And so they're like, I have friends and a life.
Yeah.
But I'm always like, yeah, I know. And part of that life is going to Tokyo right now.
Well, that's not bad.
It's not bad.
No. Yeah. Sounds good.
I also like to fly them home on their own.
Oh, tell me
so
more.
Well, it's like I would keep thinking like, what is the easiest, safest way to give them some independence? You know,
Right.
like you're really just getting from point A to point B, but you know, the feeling of like, I just did that. I just flew home from Tokyo to LA, and there's someone dropping you at one end and picking you up there, but you did that thing.
Yeah.
It's such a safe, cheap way to gain some independence, you know?
And are you
confidence.
on the next flight, or are you taking another week in Tokyo?
Well, like for Tokyo, for example, it's like my son Ryder came, and then we then started the tour after and went to Australia, New Zealand, and it's just like he went home, you know.
Right. Gotcha.
But it's just like, and they're capable of doing this, and they're sort of, when they got home, each of them that have done this are like, man, just flew home from, you know, from Cleveland.
We had the boys. I'm sorry, I always say the boys because our girl is the third one. My kids, their cousin,
the boys and her.
Yeah, the boys and her, who I will remain unnamed. But they had a cousin from Austin came to New York, 8 years old, and they put him on a plane. And I was just so impressed with him. And I kind of hoped my boys would be like, yeah, we'd like to do that. And they were both like, no way.
Well, you know, kids given the choice would at that age would go like, hey, no. But when you just say it, like, I like to talk to my kids like we have a small business together and we're running it together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it's just, you are going to do this and you can do this. And don't worry, I got this covered. And you can do this. And just like you said, you were impressed. So when you see the cousin, certainly you were like, wow, you did fantastic. I'm impressed. And when they hear that and they've just done that, it's, as I said, it's such an easy way to guarantee that independence, you know?
Yeah. And it just builds that confidence.
Sure.
I would imagine.
You know, it's just a cool
and that
way
pride.
They start saying, I can do the following.
Yeah.
You know,
did you ever go in a plane that your grandmother flew?
No, but I would have liked to do that without the scotch, and I guess the ciggy would be fine. By the time they moved to the Des, both my grandpa and grandma, Captain Camille, they were done flying.
Yeah, he flew as well. He was recreational pilot as well.
Well, he was in the Marine Air Corps and was a captain and flew in World War II, and so I think after that he didn't fly again. I think he was like, that's enough of that.
Right. I think if you make it out of World War II, you're probably like, I don't know if I want to risk it on just to let's see what the town looks like from up high.
Well, and I know some people have that love. I know he loved to do it, but he also he was, you know, in the Pacific Theater. Yeah. And so when you'd go for R&R, they'd say, cool, just go to Australia. Right. Yeah. But from the South Pacific, flying, you know, using navigation, like, you know, astral navigation and all this stuff at that time. There was one story where, you know, he's pulling into Sydney. They're completely out of gas and the rest of the crew ditches. And he's white knuckling trying to land this thing. And I think the stress of that was like, okay, that's enough of that.
Yeah.
You know,
ditches. They were all like, we're going to parachute off of this plane.
We're gonna jump. We're close enough. We're overland, and best of luck to you.
Yeah. Better if you don't sort of ditch the airplane.
And that's going to R&R too.
Right.
That is the best way to start a vacation.
It's real. I mean, again, I would never be that excited if I was flying a plane and everybody thought their odds would be better if they jumped out in parachutes. They're like, you'll be fine. We might bounce.
Yeah, if you don't mind, we're just gonna bounce.
Yeah.
Especially when it's like you start the flight by realizing, okay, ocean, and you just go like kind of that way, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And make sure your math is right. And it's like, my math. Okay. All right. You know, you're on the plane and the pencils. Like, I have such a reverence for people that can pull off those difficult situations.
Yeah. Did you were your grandparents around to see you do your thing? Did they ever get to go to a concert?
They never went to a concert because it wasn't their cup of tea, especially early on.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandpa, and they were sort of few words, you know.
Yeah.
I would call them on the reg from tour, and I'd be like, Cap, it's Josh. And he'd be like, oh, well, here's your grandmother. But I knew that was their love language. They just wanted to hear your voice.
Yeah.
And she'd say, how's it going? I'd say, it's good. And she'd say, okay, then. And
So they had
it.
that real like Fargo-y type speech pattern.
Well, they didn't have quite that. Maybe I wasn't recognizing accents in the way that I love them now, but there wasn't really that heavy overtone, although it was Bismarck, you know, which is even more Fargo-y than Fargo in its own. Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That was good. You did great, Josh.
Hey, thanks. Would you, when you were up in Idaho, would you do things all together? I mean, certainly you were off in the woods setting your guys on fire, but were there group activities?
That's all it really was.
Okay.
And when you're a kid like that and the days are long, it feels like one day just takes forever, And, it's funny how much I know you agree already. It's how much you long for those days now,
Yeah.
Because now we're so much older. You guys are way older than me. So your days are fucking numbered.
Oh, yeah, totally.
This could be it.
I will say, no one has ever said this, but we had a guest yesterday and they said the same thing. So I don't know what's happened.
I think the light.
It's only based on looks,
summer
guys.
light is not doing well for us.
Yeah.
No, I think,
you know what? Zoom keeps telling me to update it, and I feel like maybe that's the problem.
Yeah, it's definitely an update issue.
Yeah, it's all software. I know we look like shit, Josh. This is software. This is a software issue. Did you? What about? I'm assuming it's not a restaurant culture when you're up in that lake in the middle of nowhere. So who was the chef? Who was cooking?
Well, it was done by everybody. It was very much everyone pitches in, everyone does stuff. I mean, it was Camille and my mom sort of led the charge, but and my grandma was she was a good cook, but also there were times when she would make me a lunch and I'd take a bite of a sandwich and the plastic on the cheese would still be there. So it was kind of a smart bomb. You never knew.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I long for a individual piece of cheese that comes in plastic. I mean,
who doesn't? America.
I feel like we're getting a lot of stuff like straight from the dairy, and it's like I know it's healthier, but
yeah. But I long for a slice.
I like that somebody put the care and consideration and put a little piece of plastic around the cheese I'm about to eat.
I'm a sucker for Velveeta still.
Yeah,
the Velveeta, boy, I know it's not real. I mean, I know it exists, so it is real, but it melts like a motherfucker, that Velveeta.
It's great. Yeah. We had a real, or I at least had a real passion for old easy cheese back in the day.
Just because of its ease?
Well, you'd spray it out like whipped cream on a cracker, and it sort of had a nice nice shape.
It tricks your mind into thinking you're getting something else.
Yeah. Yeah.
My old man, I'll walk in still and he's eating this stuff that's simply called pub cheese.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Very orange.
And it's not a natural orange, much like Velveeta.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It's just like sort of like a self-tanning look to it. Like tons of self-tanner.
It's cheese. They make it in a strip mall tanning place. That's rare.
So spin it, take the bikini off of it, hit it again.
Your three kids, do they travel well? There's a bit of an age gap. Did they travel well as a group?
Actually, they're such experienced. They have so many stamps at this point.
Yeah, right.
They kind of long to go on tour. I think things like a tour bus and it's such a different way to go. You go to a festival and you're coming in the back door and you have easy cheese and Velveeta on the rider.
I mean, that's the dream.
Isn't it though?
Yeah.
And somebody, the best tasting easy cheese, the kind somebody else paid for. Now you want to talk easy? You don't even have to go to this. It's so easy. You don't have to go to the store.
That's the kind of ease I'm into for that cheese. I think there's probably a certain amount of guilt when you pay for easy cheese yourself.
Yeah. Were they on tour but too young to stay up for the show? And did they reach an age where they would stay up for it?
Yeah, I mean, I brought my daughter out when she was 2.
Great.
And it was me and my mom or my brother would come out, and because I just, touring's a funky place. When if you do a stand-up tour, you especially that, because you're just primarily alone.
Totally. Yeah, there's no vibes.
Yeah, but being on tour with people you've known for years, you kind of, after years, you've said everything you need to say that's deep. So you're kind of, we default by just sort of making fun, of stuff. It's a way to survive. And so I think it can be a lonely place. And so for me, that's always a recharge of the battery, is to have them come out. It's always something I like.
You, since you mentioned fun, I do want to mention that you're in a particularly favorite Portlandia sketch of mine.
Oh yeah, disappointing gay.
Disappointing gays, yeah, and it's a real you and Nick Swardson, right? Is he the other disappointing gay?
Who's such a scene stealing bastard?
Yeah, he is. But you held your own. But he is a scene stealer. But it's a very funny idea. You guys are renting it or staying house guests?
We're house guests. We're visiting. I'm Carrie's brother.
Oh, that's what it is. And you're just like really fratty and dirty.
And I hate to say we're just so broed out. Like,
yeah, you're broed out. That's
as was the case with Portlandia. There's just on the cutting edge. Like, I was in Crocs way before this whole Crocs thing.
Yeah, the Crocs exploded.
I'm not saying I did it, but I probably did it. That explosion. And Swarsden had this great line. He was like, Armison's like, where'd you guys meet? And he was like, ESPN Zone.
You guys are kind of lying in each other's arms. You fall asleep on the couch and you're just like covered in chips and stuff. And they're like, I don't think they're gay.
We're the perfect size for that too. I'm 6'5", and Swarsden, he's like a perfect to be held in my arms.
It's really good.
It actually felt quite nice, as I recall. It was a nice.
Yeah, he's a good guy to put your arms around.
Yeah, a really decent cuddle.
It is just it's so delightful. I mean, it's been forever, I feel like, since I've seen you, but this is it's been so nice to catch up and chat, man. Yeah,
I really appreciate it. It's good to see you too. And it's nice to meet you, Josh, you son of a bitch.
Yeah.
We do have some questions for you that Josh is going to ask you now. These are the speed round questions.
All right, hold on.
Get ready.
Go set a action figure on fire and have a quick cig and come back and we'll ask you these questions.
Those, I keep thinking of their G.I. Joes, and those G.I. Joe cartoons used to end with like them telling a helpful lesson, and then it was like, knowing is half the battle. I just feel like the amount one of them wanted to be like, don't set us on fire. G.I. Joe.
Especially mine in particular would be like, if you got to smoke, but don't set us on fire.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, if we have to pick,
Right.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You can only pick one of these. Is your ideal vacation relaxing, adventurous, or educational?
Adventurous.
What is your favorite means of transportation?
Right now, boat.
Okay.
Good one. Right.
Not cruise ship. Not cruise ship.
Not cruise ship.
Boat.
Not the Netflix poop cruise.
Yeah. Don't even get me started. Jealous.
If you could take a vacation with any family, alive or dead, real or fictional, other than your own family, what family would you like to take a vacation with?
This is easy. The Addams family.
Great. If you had to be stranded on a desert island with one member of your family, who would it be?
I'm going to go with Wolfie, my littlest one right now.
All right,
great.
He's still in that like
Yeah.
silly dancing sort of age right now.
And you're from Palm Desert or Palm Springs? What's your hometown?
Palm Desert. Yeah.
Palm Desert. Would you recommend Palm Desert as a vacation destination?
Absolutely. I'm on the Chamber of Commerce. Is that a real thing? Wait, what is that? Is that a real thing?
I think so.
Well, we're
Yeah,
starting
well,
to
I'm
doubt
on
you're
it.
on it.
Yeah. So I don't know if it's real or not. Are you really on something?
No, but am I on something now? Not now.
Oh my God,
It's early.
Late in the podcast, this has turned into who's on first.
So yes, absolutely is what you say.
Absolutely.
And Seth has our final questions.
Have you been to the Grand Canyon?
Oh, yes.
And was it worth it?
Absolutely. So grand.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So grand.
Yeah.
I kind of knew there was no way you were ending up on the other side of the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Well, this is a delight. Thank you so much for your time and fantastic stories. Wish I could have met Cap. Wish I could have met Camille. Feel like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same for Frankie and who's
Addie.
Frank and Addie.
And I think we did you name one of yours, Camille?
Yeah, my daughter is Camille.
We named our daughter Addie. So there you go.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Keep it
great.
going. Yep.
Keep it going.
Yeah. All right. Be well, Josh.
Yeah,
Have
thanks,
a great
boys.
rest of your summer.
Thanks so much.
You too. Ciao.